Hi there, and today I want to talk about a topic which is about, which is related to the kind of relationship that you have with yourself. And this topic came to me through observation because I observed someone in my life, going through this or feeling this. So I was like, okay. So I felt this inspiration that, I want to talk about this because I know how it is related to the relationship that I share with my own self and why it is important to work on this because it is something that is impacting your life every day every second. Okay, so let's start right away. So आज का जो टॉपिक है वो है एक्सेप्टेंस में एंड किसका एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ योर सेल्फ बट इट इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू बी अबाउट दैट ओके हाउ डू आई एक्सेप्ट माई सेल्फ बट इट इज़ रादर गोइंग टू बी अबाउट द सिनेरियो व्हेन वी आर नॉट एबल टू एक्सेप्ट आवरसेल्व्स और जब हम बात करते हैं एक्सेप्टिंग या फिर सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस की तो उसके बहुत सारे रीजन होते हैं कि हमारा सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस क्यों नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक है, बहुत सारे रीजन होते हैं. समटाइम्स इट इज़ अबाउट द पर्सनैलिटी दैट आई हैव, समटाइम्स इट इज़ दैट आई जस्ट डोंट लाइक माई सेल्फ बट टुडे आई स्पेसिफिकली वांट टू टॉक अबाउट the case where this inacceptance या फिर unacceptance जो भी कहते हैं when it stands for with respect to the body that I have, with respect to my physical aspect of my body. So because I think it happens a lot of times that I as a person I want to have a good relationship and everything, but I'm not able to because somehow वो जो मेरा self acceptance है, it is I'm not able to accept myself because of something, because I'm just not able to accept a part of my body or the way I look, something that is with respect to my physical body, the way I look. ठीक है, तो उस respect में we are going to talk about the scenario when we are not able to accept ourselves because we are just not at peace with how I look because of a certain part of my body. It could be the way my body looks. Maybe I feel that I'm fat or too thin, or maybe it's the complexion of my my complexion or my hair or anything about my body which again is not directly under my control. I do not feel that okay I have control over it because when we are stuck in this situation, when there's strong desire that okay I just don't like this thing, I wish I had it different, फिर हम एक लूप में स्टक हो जाते हैं where we do not find any solution. एंड दिस थिंग, ये जो फीलिंग है हमारे अंदर, जो स्ट्रॉन्ग डिजायर है और जो स्ट्रॉन्ग डिसलाइक है फॉर अ पार्ट ऑफ अ बॉडी और फॉर द वे वी लुक, it keeps feeding further self dislike, disgust and hatred, which again does not help because it is directly impacting the relationship that I have with my own self. And as I say, the relationship that we share with ourselves, it is impacting every area of your life. And if you're new here, I am a trained life coach and my work mainly revolves around helping people go from a place where they do not share a healthy relationship with themselves, where there's something, there's a grudge or there's anger or there's strong dislike that they have with themselves, which is impacting, which they feel it impacts my mood, impacts how I feel on everyday basis. I help such people go to a place where they feel comfortable in their body, where they like who they are, and when where at a place where when they look at themselves in the mirror, they feel peace, they feel love, they feel complete understanding for their own self. So let's start right off into this topic. So for today, I want you to imagine a person, or I often do these things. So I have drawn again. So I'm going to explain it similar way. So and I'm going to look at it constantly so that I don't miss a point. So for this, I want you to not imagine, but visualize a person. It could be me, it could be you, anyone, right? A person who is living his life right now. अभी हम वो जिंदगी like we are living, but internally क्या हो रहा है? So it's not visible to others. Like होता है ना, जैसे insecurity होती है. My insecurity will not be visible to you, but within me, it is my insecurity I am insecure about. So let's imagine a person. Let's visualize that okay, we as a person, there's something in our body, there's something about us that we do not like, so we have not made peace with it, right? There's something that I do not like about myself, and here we are specifically talking about something, a part of our body or the way I look. फिर इसमें क्या हो रहा है ना, इसमें होता क्या so suppose I am this person and suppose I go and meet somebody. ठीक है, मैं किसी नए इंसान से बात कर रही हूँ, so or I'm just out there in a social gathering interacting with people, or maybe it's a part of my work or just daily life casually. So अब होगा क्या? So when I go and meet that person, in my head what is happening is I am going to believe or I'm going to feel that this person is only noticing me for that part of my body that I'm so concerned about, that I'm so insecure about. जैसे कि for imagine for somebody they think that they are too fat. ठीक है, उनको लगता है that they are too fat. For somebody it could be that they think that I'm too thin, this is not ideal body type, I shouldn't be this. मतलब ये सारा हमारा inner talk होता है whenever we are insecure about something, or whenever there is a part of us that we are unable to accept enough. Okay. So suppose I'm meeting people, but for me internally I would be feeling that this person is only noticing me for that. So because मेरे लिए ना वो मेरा center of universe बन जाता है. So I start to see myself only for that part of myself. So for me I become my body. So for me I'm reduced to my body type. I'm reduced to my complexion. I'm reduced to the way my hair looks, which I do not like at present. Okay. So जब मैं किसी इंसान से interact कर रही हूँ, so that person is going to see me as a whole, right? So see, generally if I am insecure about something, other people do not know about it, right? It is going in my head, it is my center of universe, but for that person they are going to see me as a whole person. ठीक है. So उनका attention मेरी body पे आके नहीं रुक जाएगा, उनका attention मेरी hair पे नहीं आके रुक जाएगा. I mean, ask yourself how, मतलब आप कितना ध्यान देते हो किसी पर, that if you get to meet somebody, क्या आपका पूरा constant ध्यान उनके एक body type पर, या फिर उनका अगर कोई भी like their hair, हम कितना ध्यान देते हैं किसी और पर. And that is the truth, in our head it becomes the biggest thing. हमारे like it is in our view, it is the way I think and feel about myself that is distorted here, that is unhealthy here. मतलब I start to see myself only for my body type. It is me who is judging me, it is me or who is feeling insecure about my own that part of my body, like here it could be like a hair or my body, my complexion. तो मैं खुद को सिर्फ उसके लिए देख रही हूँ. I am going to feel that this person is also seeing only me for my complexion. This person is also seeing me only for my body type, and this person is also thinking that oh my god, they are so fat or they are so thin. कितने अजीब लग रहे हैं. ये मेरे माइंड में चलेगा. But for that person, they are going to see us as whole, as personality. So what I want to make out here is that where I want you to see कि जो छोटी सी चीज़ को हमने जो mountain बना रखा है, it is in our head. ज़रूरी नहीं है that other people are also seeing us only for that part of our body of how we look. So main जो हमें feeling आ रही है, because see, when we have not accepted ourselves for because we look a particular type, or because there's something that I do not like about myself, it is going to make me feel bad. ठीक है. It is going to be a source of feeling disappointed, feeling dislike towards the self. ठीक है. So ultimately ये जो unacceptance है, it is harming, मतलब किसको मतलब who is being affected by it? Myself. So वो जो inacceptance है वो मेरे अंदर है. I am the one feeling insecure about the way I look, about anything that I also do not have direct control over. So but इसका impact भी सिर्फ मुझे ही पड़ रहा है. ठीक है. I think हम पता है ये how it is born, or when we are in this situation, let's just talk about its impact. ठीक है. How it is impacting my life. As I said, इसका impact simple सा यही है कि if there's something that I'm not able to accept in myself, specifically about the way I look, or something that I cannot change, that I do not have directly control over, it is going to be the center of my universe. मतलब जैसे कहते हैं ना, अगर हमें कहीं छोटी सी खरोच भी आ जाए, स्क्रैच भी आ जाए, तो I will not be able to concentrate on a work very in a very good state. क्योंकि मेरा पूरा ध्यान, और वो स्क्रैच बहुत ही छोटा होगा, मे बी इट्स जस्ट स्क्रैच लाइक एक पिन है बस, मेरे को थोड़ा सा लग गई है मेरे हाथों पे, बट माई एंटायर अटेंशन वुड बी ऑन दैट. सिमिलरली अगर कोई ऐसी चीज़ है दैट आई एम अनेबल टू एक्सेप्ट माई सेल्फ फॉर, दैट इज तो वो क्या होगा ना, मेरे लिए ना वो मेरा कॉन्स्टेंट वो हो जाएगा, लाइक इट विल ऑलवेज बी एट द फ्रंट. मैं रात को सो रहा हूँ, सुबह उठ रही हूँ, द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट आई एम गोइंग टू रिमेंबर इज ओ माई गॉड, दिस एग्जिस्ट, दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई डू नॉट लाइक, मतलब दैट विश दैट ओके आई विश आई कुड गेट रिड ऑफ दिस, आई विश ये हट जाता है, ऑल ऑफ दोस थिंग्स. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉन्स्टेंटली in front of my eyes. So that is the only thing that is visible to me, and every time I get reminded of it, every time I tell myself this, that okay, I do not like my body, I wish it was different, what am I going to feel? So when I have such thoughts, when I have thoughts where I am reminding myself, okay, this is something that I do not accept in myself, what am I feeling? I'm definitely going to feel disappointed. I'm not going to feel good, right? I'm going to feel in some cases angry for what? Angry towards my own self, angry for for looking a particular way, for having a specific body type. मतलब खुद पर ही गुस्सा आएगा, right? तो वो we are going to feel disappointed, dislike towards the self, anger for the self, and all the emotions that does not help us, because when I feel all these things, it is going to consume all my energy, which means that I will not be left with much energy to actually invest in things that matter in my life, like to work on my dreams, to invest in my workplace, or to invest into building healthy relationships with other people who matter to me. So how it is impacting my life? Because when I'm not accepting something about myself, or in particular the way I look, it becomes the center of my universe. It is what is going in my head constantly, always, whether I am meeting new people, या फिर I'm at my workplace. Every time I'm, because that is how I have started to see myself. For me, I have become that part. For me, I have reduced myself to just that thing, the thing that I'm not able to accept in myself. So for me, I have become that version of myself which is fat, that version of myself which is too thin, that version of myself जिसका complexion acceptable नहीं है, जिसका complexion कहीं कुछ और होना चाहिए था. So I have reduced myself to that thing, or because in acceptance hai, I'm not accepted, I'm not able to accept myself for that. It is always on my head, always making me feel not good, which is consuming a lot of my energy. I'm overthinking, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling dislike towards the self, which is not helping me. I'm not, because because it directly, because now when all of these things are happening, when I'm not feeling good in myself, when I'm feeling that anger towards my own self, it is impacting my relationship with my own self. और जब मेरा रिलेशनशिप खुद के साथ इम्पैक्ट होगा, विच मीन्स माई सेल्फ टॉक इज गोइंग टू बी अफेक्टेड. द वे आई टॉक विद माई सेल्फ, द वे आई ट्रीट माई सेल्फ. सो अगर मुझसे कोई गलती हो रही है, बिकॉज आई एम गोइंग टू क्रिटिसाइज माई सेल्फ इवन मोर. आई एम गोइंग टू बी द वन, आई एम द वन जजिंग माई सेल्फ इवन प्रेजेंट, इफ दैट इज द केस. सो दिस इज हाउ इट इज इम्पैक्टिंग माई लाइफ नाउ. और नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द थर्ड पॉइंट, विच इज जब ये सब हो रहा है, when this is the truth that I am not able to accept a part of myself, or a part which is related to the way I look, एक desperation आती है. So एक desperation आती है. Desperation about what? There's a desperation in me to just change that thing that I'm not able to accept myself. और ये desperation बहुत ही strong होता है. So I am going to do my best. So if it's about my body, I'm going to look out for solution, that okay, what can I do to either to lose weight, or to gain weight, or to change my complexion, or to do something with my hair that I do not like, or do something about that part of my body which I just do not like. So and where are we coming from? So when we are seeking this solution, we are actually coming from a place of desperation. हमें बस कुछ भी करके solution चाहिए. So और जब whenever we come from this place with energy of desperation, we actually end up harming ourselves even more. हमें क्योंकि that desperation is when patience take the back seat, and our logic also goes to the back seat. We just want the solution at any price, at any cost. हमें कुछ समझ नहीं आता, सही गलत, anything. We don't get anything. We just want the solution. We just want the end result, that this is what we want. And let's understand, and definitely ये कहने की जरूरत नहीं है, it does not help, because when we come from a place of desperation, वो desperation आता है कि when we are desperate, our focus is on what we do not want. So we are focused upon कि मुझे बस ये नहीं चाहिए, so I just want to get rid of this, और उसके लिए मैं कुछ भी करने को तैयार हूँ. ठीक है. एंड व्हेन वी कम फ्रॉम दिस प्लेस, वो जो भी हम सोल्यूशन सीख करते हैं, इट इज़ गोइंग टू वर्क ओनली फॉर सम टाइम. मतलब अगर हम कैसे करके अपना वेट लूज कर रहे हैं, इफ यू आर डूइंग समथिंग थ्रू विच वी आर एबल टू हाइड आर रियल कॉम्प्लेक्शन, या फिर कुछ भी करके हम कैसे भी करें, तो इट इज़ ओनली गोइंग टू बी देयर ओनली फॉर शॉर्ट टाइम, बिकॉज इट इज़ नॉट सस्टेनेबल, बिकॉज वी हैव सीक दैट सोल्यूशन. वो हमें जो रिजल्ट मिला, वी हैव गॉटन इट, वी हैव अचीव्ड इट फ्रॉम अ प्लेस ऑफ from a place where we did not respect ourselves, where we did not accept ourselves, where I did not honor myself. तो वो कभी भी sustainable नहीं होता है. It is never going to be sustainable. We will come back to that same point. ठीक है. And I think I was going to talk about that. I think yeah. So I was talking about when जब ये desperation आती है, why it comes, like why we feel so desperate to just change how I look, or to just change that thing about my body. It comes from a place where we start to feel that that I want to change how I look, or I want to change this part of my body which I am unable to accept right now, because I think the moment I change it, people will appreciate me, people will start to look at me differently, they will accept me. But please understand, it is never about others accepting us, because यहाँ पर जो reason है that why I'm feeling so desperate, that why I feel so bad about that particular part of my body, it is because at the core, हाँ बाहर से आते हैं comments, people, because at the origin of it was others who made you feel that there's something about you that is not normal, that is not how it should be supposed to be. So हाँ पहले वो बाहर से आता है, but वो आपको impact आपकी life को तभी कर रहा है, because now we have also begun to feel, we have also started to see ourselves or feel the same way. So हम desperate होते हैं इस चीज़ के लिए कि we start to think that once this thing changes, people will stop commenting me, people will start appreciating me, people will start accepting me, and we think that once they accept us, I will be at peace. But please understand that no matter who you become, no matter what you do, there will always be some people who will not accept you, and there will always be a set of people who will accept you with open arms, no matter who you are. ठीक है, तो it's your choice that it's your choice to make the decision that who do I want to please, like who do I want to choose, which set of people do I want to choose and focus on, because right now we are focused upon those set of people who also do not accept us for for being us or for that part of our body. और अभी हमारा फोकस उन पे क्यों? बिकॉज समवेयर आई ऑल्सो बिलीविंग इन देम, बिकॉज समवेयर आई ऑल्सो ट्रस्ट इन देम, मतलब सही बोल रहे हैं, बिकॉज all of this is happening because I am at the core, क्या है कि I am not able to accept a part of myself, I am not able to accept, और मैं सिर्फ एक्सेप्टेंस की बात कर रही हूँ, I'm not even talking about loving or cheering yourself up for it. So I'm just talking about accepting, making peace, making acknowledging yourself for something, that okay, this is the way I am, okay, this is my body type right now. It does not mean that you are not going to work on yourself, or there is no way out, that you have to be that way always. No, you can always take care of yourself, you can always become the best version of yourself, you can always take care of yourself the best. So it is about that. So ये desperation उस जगह से आता है जहाँ पर हमें लगता है कि if I look different, if this thing in my changes, if my body type changes, if my complexion changes, if I start to look better, if this thing just if I'm able to get rid of this thing, people will start to accept me, and everybody will appreciate me, मेरी life कितनी change जाएगी. But always trust, always keep this in mind. You're always going to have those two set of people. One set of people who are truly going to accept you for who you are, who are truly going to be with you, for like you for who you are as a whole. They are not going to see you or judge you for only a part of you, right? They are not going to define you only by that part of your body. And there will always be this set of people who are always going to criticize you, who are always going to pick something in you that is unacceptable. They're always going to be there to remind you that what, ये कमी है, अभी ये हो सकता है, you are not, this about you is not good enough. They're always going to remind you of how you are not good enough. And there's a difference between these two set of people. These set of people, they are also insecure in themselves. Therefore the only thing that they give you is insecurity. So it's your choice which set of people do you want to focus on, which set of people do you want to choose in your life. So कहने का मतलब ये है कि अभी अगर हम एक स्टेट पे हैं जहाँ पर there's something about us that I do not like, there's something inside us that there's something about us that we do not like, वहाँ पर भी there will always be set of people who are going to like us and or who are not going to like us, and even when I become somebody else, even when I do get rid of it, like let's say anyhow, then also there will be वो लोग फिर भी वहीं exist करेंगे. They will tell you something else about you, they will again make you feel that you're not good enough. There's some other problem in you that you need to get rid of again, and those people will also remain in your life who will like, okay, we accept you just as you are. So this is the truth of life, right? So इसके कहने का क्या मतलब है? The only thing that you can understand through this is from this example is that if I start defining myself from what other people are saying about me, or from what other people have to say about me, or what is their opinion of me, I will never feel firm in myself. I will never be able to feel confident in myself, because then I'm depending on other people to determine how I am feeling. So कहने का मतलब है कि whether there's something that you do not like about yourself, or whether मतलब like कुछ भी हो, whatever it is happening, the thing is that you cannot depend on other people to determine how you feel, or to determine your acceptance of yourself, or the kind of relationship that you are going to share with your own self. Because right now वो जो inacceptance है, and let's talk about the origin of this thing that you feel, the fact that I'm not able to accept a part of my body. So to be honest, when we have come to a point where I've started to feel that this is something that I want to get rid of at any cost, because it is hurting me so much. If we go into the past, and if we see the origin of it, okay, where did it come from? It would have never come into your life if a person outside of you had not commented, or had not told you, or had not picked you, like had not told you about it outrightly. This part of you is unacceptable, this is not normal, this is not how it is supposed to be. You look funny with this, it makes you look this certain way. So वो जो insecurity है वो हमेशा पहले बाहर से ही आती है. Insecurity हमेशा पहले बाहर से ही आती है. And because as children, as kids, as young, when we were just young, we all are so naive. We are so open to receive messages, to receive comments. Okay, tell me about myself and all of those things. which is the basis of how we start to reform our self image, वो हो जाता है. That is, I accept that happens, right? As a child, I can't ask you to be strong, to have your own opinion, but right now as an adult, I want to ask you this question. If nobody else existed in this world, right? They say, if I'm fat right now, right? If I think that it is, if I think that because I'm fat, that is what not I'm able to accept about my body, or that is what impacts my relationship with myself, that is what makes me feel bad. So if I ask you that if nobody else existed in this world, right? So there, which means that there was no body type, no fat, no thin, you had no idea of how other humans could look like, would you still have this insecurity? Would you still be not able to accept yourself or your that particular body type you have? Reflect on this question, really ask yourself. And right now I've just taken the example of body type. You can take it to complexion also. Like if nobody else existed, if you never knew that okay, fair एक type होता है, or the other complexion is British, or brownish, black, dark, all of these things. If you had no idea about this, if you just did not, like, if nobody else existed in this world, if you had no idea of okay, this is ideal, this is how it should be, would you still not accept yourself for that particular complexion, or for that particular, the way you look, the thing? And it is really important to sit with this question, because it would make you realize that what I'm actually not accepting is others' opinion of me, is what other people have made me think about my own self, is what other people have put on myself कि ये ऐसा होना चाहिए था, ये नहीं है तुम्हारे पास, so this is not normal, please change it, or people are not going to accept you. So deep within ये हमारा होता है. So anything that we're not able to accept in ourselves, उसके when we go to the bottom of it, this is what sits. ठीक है? Okay, so let's now move towards the solution part, before which we need to discuss about that how this thing that I'm not able to accept myself at present because of a lot of reasons, or any reasons, how it is impacting my relationship with myself, which means how it is impacting my life. So मैंने इसका brief दिया था, so let's just talk about it in brief before we move towards the solution. Okay, what it is that I need to do, how do I rise above this, because it is not helping my present. So when I'm not able to accept myself for the way I look, or for any reason, it affects the way I feel, or it impacts the way I think and feel about my own self. And when I do not feel good, most of the times in my body, it affects my behavior and action. So any action that I take, or my behavior in general also. So if I do not like the person that I am, and so एक जो common सी चीज़ होगी that I would not like interacting with people, or I would start to avoid meeting people, because for me it would be like whenever I get to meet people, I feel more bad in myself, I feel even worse in myself, because it just reminds me that how this person is only seeing me for that body, for that for that part of my body, for that thing, for that factor of how I look. So because now I'm the one who is feeling all of this, ये बाहर से नहीं आ रहा है, it is inside me. So as a result of this, because I feel bad and disappointed and anger towards my own self, how is it impacting my behavior and action? I am going to, or I will have this instinct that I don't want to meet people. I want to avoid them as much as I can, because it does not make me feel good inside me. So this is how it is impacting, this is how it is impacting my life. Because then it is going to impact how I show up for my work, or if I'm working on a goal, I will not feel as much as confident, to show up, to put efforts into, into any dream or life goal that I'm pursuing. Same ways it will also impact my relationship, because once I start to feel insecure in my own self, I will start to feel internally that the other person who I am in relationship with, it could be anybody, friends, families, partner, anybody, I will start to feel that this person also sees me the same way, because I think and feel a certain way, I do not like the way I look, I judge myself, I will start to somewhere feel that this person also thinks the same way about me, they also judge me, they also do not think and feel good about me, which will again impact which will impact how I talk to them, which will impact how our conversations are happening. Maybe I also start avoiding them. We often talk about sabotaging a relationship. That is the origin of it. That is how it happens, and that is why it happens, because one of the person starts to feel that I don't deserve to be a part of this, or this person is going to leave me one day. They are going to break this relationship, so why not I do it? So it starts with suspicion, and what is the core of that suspicion that there's this doubt, or that belief that is coming from me, that I am not enough. So my relationship is also in my relationship is also not safe. It can, this person can leave me anytime. That is how it starts. So one thing is sure, that when I'm not able to accept myself, when I do not like the way I look, or when I strongly do not like something about my body or the way I look, which I do not have a direct control over, it is impacting my relationship with myself. It is making me feel bad about my own self. It is impacting the way I talk to myself, the way I treat myself, how I see myself, right? And it does not help, because it impacts my it impacts my everyday behavior and action. It impacts how I talk to people, how I engage with them in a conversation or in a relationship dynamic. So now let's talk about a solution. So what do we need to do, or what needs to happen? So one thing is that, because right now the main problem is that it is me who is not able to accept something about my own self, right? So हम कह सकते हैं कि it is because other people comment me, it is because other people poke me, it is because other people see me that way. But at the core वो हमें तभी अफेक्ट कर रहा है, बिकॉज वी ऑल्सो बिलीव दैट समवेयर दैट ओके दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम, बिकॉज हमें भी कहीं ना कहीं लग रहा है कि ये प्रॉब्लम है, दैट इज वाई ऑल ऑफ दिस इज हैपनिंग. So what needs to happen is, definitely, because right now we are unable to accept something about us. The end result is that we need to come to a place where I'm able to accept myself. I'm able to accept that particular thing about my own self, that how I look. And I'm talking about acceptance, which means acknowledging, which means really sitting and making peace with the fact that okay, this is who I am, this is a part of me, this is how I look, and this is me. So it's about acknowledging. I'm not talking about loving also, that you have to make an attachment with it, you have to do all other stuff. No, it's not about that. Because right now क्या हो रहा है, we are in different direction. हम उससे भाग रहे हैं कि ये नहीं है. We are denying it. We are living in denial. We just want to get rid of it anyhow. So we are rushing, like we are coming from a place of that I just want to get rid of it, which is not helping us. Desperation never helps us. So right now what we're talking about is acceptance. To really sit and look at yourself from your own eyes. And when I asked you that question, that if nobody commented on you, if nobody told you, or if nobody made you feel that this part of you is unacceptable, it is not normal, it is not, this is how it's supposed to be. So because that means that we started to look at ourselves from those eyes, from those opinions. So what needs to happen is that I need to sit and really look at myself from my own eyes, and really ask myself that do I really have any problem with this? If other people did not exist, if their opinion did not matter, does it matter to me? Do I really not like this thing that is in front of me in the mirror? So it's about looking at yourself from your own eyes. Second is understanding yourself. See, understanding yourself मतलब क्या होता है? It is, see, understanding yourself and criticizing and judging myself. These two are like two sides of a coin. कोई एक होता है तो दूसरा नहीं होता है, और दूसरा होता है तो ये. अभी क्या है, जजमेंट है बहुत सारा. So we are the one judging ourselves. So what needs to happen? I need to understand myself. Okay. And ये सारी चीज़ें जब हम सोल्यूशन की बात कर रहे हैं, तो जब बात करें टू अंडरस्टैंड योर सेल्फ और टू लुक एट योर सेल्फ फ्रॉम योर ओन आईज, ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स ये कब होता है? It is nothing but a part of inner work, because to understand yourself, to look at yourself from your own eyes, you need to come into your own body, right? You need to look at yourself from your own lens. You need to dive in your inner world. You need to dig deeper into the way you think and feel, which is nothing but inner work, like working on your inner world, which is working on your thoughts and how you feel. And so to move from a place where you're not able to accept yourself for any reason to a place where you accept yourself, what you do is you do inner work. And basically you do the inner work to create a healthy relationship with your own self, so that the way you look and the way you look at yourself, the way you think and feel about yourself changes. And that is the work I do. So if you are feeling this, if you feel this, that there's something about me that I'm not able to accept in myself, and that is creating a lot of problem in myself, because it does in my life, because it does not make me feel good. And how you feel is the most important. So if you're feeling you are here and you truly want to explore more of it, you truly want to get a place where you feel peace in yourself, where you do not feel bad all the time, where you genuinely feel good enough, feel comfortable in your body, so that you start to feel better. If you want to do this work, you are most welcome to book a clarity call with me. Because this is the work I do. I help you build a healthy relationship with your own self. And so to do that, you just DM me session. I will put my WhatsApp number in the description and comment. You just go and then DM me session, and my first clarity call is free right now, and I'll see you there. Alright, bye bye.